have those assembled so that we can see where the spars are going to connect to the hoop assembly before we create it. So let's go ahead and go up here and go to Insert, and I'm going to put 2 more gas tank connections here. So let's insert one of those. Let's left click on that and let's drag this over to where we need it. Let's go 90 degrees. And let's rotate this around to 62 degrees. Let's just top that in. I'm going to turn this connector, both of these, off for right now. Alright, I'm going to left click. And we're going to do the slider tool. Alright, so let's go up here, left click, slider mate, left click on that, left click on this one. Let's hit play. Yeah. Let's see where that's going to go to. That'll work. Let's hit right view, left click on that, and let's drag that down to 9 inches. I'm just going to type in -9 inches. Alright, that'll do there. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I won't make you watch that. Insert. Let's go up here and find the 14-inch base tube. I'm going to bring that over, and we're going to hit the check mark. Let's go up here, left click, slider mate. Let's click here on that part of the tube. Let's left click here, and let's go max 1.5. Let's hit play real quick, make sure that goes in the direction we want. Yeah. Let's close that out. Let's go back up here to top view. Let's zoom in, left click, and then bring, I'm just holding down the left button, to -1.5 inches. There. That one's in place now. This part just to see where it's at, and then let's close it out so we don't see it, and let's go up here to slider mate. Let's left click on that one. Let's activate that part again. I'm going to turn that other tube off real quick just so we can see it, see what we're selecting. There we go. I'll turn that tube back on. And let's set our limits at 1.5, and it should be where we want it, so we don't necessarily have to move it around. Everything looks good there. Turn these back on, and we're going to create a 16-inch tube that's going to fit inside. Let's go to Part Studio. Let's turn these two off. Plane. Let's go up here, left click on sketch, left click on the plane, left click on center point circle, hover over the center of the plane, and then left click, draw that out, and then hit escape. Let's go up to the dimensions tool, left click on the outside of that circle, and let's go 0.5, because we're going to create another aluminum tube. Let's close that sketch out. Let's go up. So we're going to go to top view. We're going to create a new sketch. We're going to select the top plane tool, hover over the center of the plane, left click, draw that out, left click again, pull that away, hit escape, go to the dimensions tool, left click after you hover over the line, pull that to the side. Let's go 16 inches, hit enter. Good. Let's close the sketch tool out. Let's go over here and go to isometric view. Go to sweep, solid new. Asking for the face, so let's select the outer part of that circle. So it says face of sketch. Left click on swept path, turn it blue. Click on the line, and then check that. Now let's hollow it out. Left click on shell, left click on the outer part of that tube, left click on this portion of the tube. Let's change that to 1/16 of an inch, so 0.625, so 0.0625. Close that out. Let's go down here to rename this, and let's left click within the box. So we'll put 16-inch top back frame. Let's right click on that again. Let's go to edit appearance and let's make it silver and then check that. All right, there's our aluminum tube. Let's go back to assembly view, left click on that. Let's scroll around here. Let's go insert. Let's look for part 16. There it is, 16-inch. Let's go over here. Let's insert that. Let's left click on the checkbox. Let's go to top view. Let's drag it into place. There we go. All right, that should be good. All right, so we should have everything kind of lined up now. Slider mate, we're gonna click on this one. We're gonna click on that one. I'm gonna set my limits at 2.25. Select that. And let's see, I'm going to open that slider back up. I just want to make sure it's going in the right direction. Alright, good. That one inserts into that. That's what I was looking for. Let's go back to right view. Let's zoom in and let's left click here on this tube, and let's draw that down 2 1/4. I'm just going to type it in so I don't accidentally go too far. 2.25, so that's negative 2.25, and that should bring that down. All right, good. That looks good. Now let's go insert, and let's go find part 16 again. There it is. Let's go over here and let's insert that. Left click. Let's click on that and rotate it 90 degrees. All right, good. Let's bring it over close to where we want it. That looks good. Let's go to slider mate. Left click on that one. Left click. Oops, I deselected it. Left click on this one. Left click here. Good, those are connected now. And let's set our limits at let's go 2.5. Let's just see if it'll let. And let's hit play. Yeah. Okay. Check that. Let's go back to right view. And if this works on this one, we'll adjust the other. I'm going to zoom in so we can kind of see this. I'll scroll down. Let's go 2.5, so 2.5 inches. Let's go back into that slider. Left click on it. Let's go 2.5. Check that. And let's go back to right view. Let's zoom in. Left click on that. And let's drag that down negative 2.5 inches. And now let's scroll out. Look at our model. It looks really good now. Part there. Let's go insert. And let's scroll down and get both of these. Let's just do one at a time. Right view. Let's drag that down. Let's scroll that around. All right, let's go to slider mate. Left click on this one. Left click on that one. All right, good. Let's hit play and make sure. All right, that's going the right way. Let's set our 11 inches. Let's see what that gets us. Left click. Drag it down. Yes, let's go negative 11 inches for that. That should bottom that one out. All right, good. Okay, so we've got part 13 on. So this was part 12. We just repeated the process, but on this side with this tube and this part, and we did the slider. So that is squared away. We should have a perfect alignment here, but that is going to be good enough for us. Insert, and let's go find our new top spar right there. We're going to do part 14, and that's going to go on this side. So let's go left click, slider mate. Let's click on this one. Scroll around, let's click on this one. Oops, it did not select it. Left click, there we go. Let's hit play. Yeah, we want it to go in that direction. We need to set limits. We know that this is 2 inches, so let's go 2 inches here. And yep, that's where we want it. Let's go ahead and hit the check mark. Let's go back here and let's left click on that and let's drag that down 2 inches. I'm just going to top that in, -2 inches. Hit that. On the other side, let's go insert, and that was part 14. So now we're going to do part 15. We're going to drag it over here. Isometric view. So I'm just going to hold down the right button, turn that, click on slider, left click on that one, roll that around, left click on this one. Those two have merged. Let's go 2 inches for that as well. Check mark, and let's go to right view and let's zoom in, drag that down. Let's left click on that and then drag that thing down -2 inches. I'm just going to top it in again. 2 inches. All right. So now let's look at this in a different view. Yep, those are matching up pretty well. Left click here, because it shouldn't move anything. There, that looks pretty. What I don't want to do is press on the T-fitting. Once I kind of get it in place, I'm going to press up here just to keep those even. Turn those in. There we go. 1/4 inch here, 1/2 inch between the circle and the top. That tells me this one goes to this side. There we go. And same thing over here. Just keep those even for now. Slide this one on. So this is going to be the 3/4 inch tube that goes through there to mount the harness. We'll find out the distance we want the swing arms from the harness. In the last one, I think we had 7 inches between those. I've had another harness that I think only had 5.5 inches, and that would be the bare minimum because that had it really close to my armpits for the swing arms. But we're going to bolt here. Probably put a bolt in on this back frame, maybe the front. But one of those is going to receive a bolt to prevent these from moving. We need the swing arms to be centered up with the motor and the thrust line. So the thrust line should go right through the swing arms. And we'll put a bolt here, a bolt there. We don't need a bolt on this because that's just providing some stabilization so that these don't pivot as much or want to pivot. Put a bolt here, probably a bolt here. We don't need a bolt. If we do any kind of bolt for the gas tank, we'll put just one on either side, but we don't need it for all the mounts. Match these angles up to a hoop. So the angle of this versus the angle of that, and this one down here, because we're going to have the hoop segments fit into there.